Welcome to Autism ADHD TV. It is the place to be for parents and professionals. I'm your host, Holly Blanc Moses, the mom psychologist who gets it. We dive into all kinds of important information like behavior, social skills, and learning. All right, let's get started. Today, we're going to talk about 7 holiday tips to help decrease anxiety in differently wired children. Now, the holidays can be a really fun and exciting time, but it can also be pretty uncomfortable and triggering in a lot of ways. And that actually goes for all of us. But it's important for us to remember that even if our child isn't specifically saying, I feel anxious, doesn't mean they aren't. So let's go right into the tips. Tip number 1. Make sure that your child's preferred foods are available. Smells and textures and tastes can be a big deal for some differently wired kids, and travel and visiting other houses can be anxiety-provoking. If they know their favorite foods are available wherever they are, most of the time that can bring down some of the overwhelm. Number 2. Some children do really well with knowing in advance what's going to happen, and some children prefer knowing the day of or maybe even the night before. Whatever works for your child best, when it's time to let them know, it's a good idea to tell them what to expect, where you're going, who will be there, what you'll do when you're there, and most importantly, when you'll be leaving. Number 3, have preferred activities available in the car while you're visiting others. Fear of boredom and concerns about not having anything to do can feel huge and awful for kids. So make sure to pack a bag of their favorite activities so they can calm themselves down and have a good time no matter where they are. Number 4, create a break or escape plan. In my experience, if a child knows ahead of time that they can take a break from a holiday activity or they can go into another location, it can really make a big difference for them. So if you're visiting family or friends, it's a great idea to have a designated space where your child can go and do some activities that helps them. Again, once you arrive, show your child and remind them that they can go here if they become overwhelmed. Sometimes it can be difficult in these environments where there are more people around, there's more talking, it's loud, and also some smells from food that can be tough. Number 5, children often have clothing preferences due to sensory needs. We know this. It's not worth stressing yourself or your child out. You don't have to have them wear a certain outfit for dress-up clothes or a holiday shirt. Let them be comfortable, because the more comfortable they are, the less stressed they'll be. Number 6. We often feel pressure to have our children hug family members or friends who expect this. So knowing that children with autism or ADHD are even more vulnerable, we want to really make sure that they feel comfortable with setting physical limits and physical boundaries. If they want to hug someone, okay, if that's what works for them. But if they don't, we want to respect their feelings. If they don't want to hug someone, they shouldn't have to. The holidays are just another opportunity to help our children understand physical touch, have that conversation, how to help them communicate their comfort, and how to help them let other people know what works for them. Maybe hugs aren't comfortable for your child, but high fives are. Number 7, and one of the most important tips today, is you don't owe anyone any explanations about why your child needs something different. So if a family member or friend have questions or are requiring an explanation for your parenting decisions, You don't owe them anything. Now, if you want to respond, sometimes it's helpful to have a simple statement ready. That way, if you become anxious, you can easily say a statement you had practiced before you even got there. For instance, my child's autistic and they need something different. I appreciate you respecting our family's needs. I hope all of you have a wonderful and safe holiday with as little stress as possible. And thank you for listening to the Autism ADHD podcast and watching Autism ADHD TV. I'll see you next year. Take care. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. If you like this episode, please share it with someone. It may just be what they need to watch today. If you're a parent, I'd love if you came on over and joined our Facebook group, Autism ADHD Group for Parents. If you're a therapist or educator, come on over to our group, Autism ADHD Group for Therapists and Educators. You're going to find those links right down there in the notes. Thanks so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode.
All content provided is protected under applicable copyright, patent, trademark, and other proprietary rights. All content is provided for informational and educational purposes only. No content is intended to be a substitute for professional medical or psychological diagnosis, advice, or treatment. Information provided does not create an agreement for service between Holly Blanc Moses Crossvine Clinical Group, the interviewee, Holly Blanc Moses LLC, and the recipient. Consult your physician regarding the applicability of any opinions or recommendations with respect to your symptoms or medical condition or the symptoms or medical condition of your family member. Children or adults who show signs of dangerous behavior toward themselves and/or others should be placed immediately under the care of a qualified professional.